Assalamualaikum.
Right, Sampala, how are you?
Alhamdulillah. I'm Katherine from Muslim Network TV. We're doing a walk around of the expo. Now, so far we've been doing food, meat. And then suddenly here's National Zakat Foundation.
Sure.
What's your interest at the expo?
Well, obviously, if people are concerned about what they're eating, they should also be concerned about their wealth, right? So, as Muslims, we obviously have to pay zakat. So we're here to help people with that. We've been around, alhamdulillah, for 10 years. We're actually focused solely on the Muslims in Canada. So any zakat that we do collect, we actually distribute to Muslims in Canada. Because at the end of the day, people do have this misconception that, oh, it's Canada, it's a first world country, there's welfare, there's no poverty in Canada. That's in other parts of the world. So we actually step in when people are at sometimes their lowest points.
Do you think it's a bit of like a reality check? We're walking around looking at food, and suddenly there's an organization who's serving clients who can't even afford food. How are people reacting when they walk past the booth?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people aren't aware of, because again, there's that misconception that it's Canada, there's welfare, that's enough. But once you break it down to people, they realize like, yeah, you're right, that welfare's not enough. If everyone else is feeling the pinch when they're going for grocery shopping, filling up their car with gas, then imagine what the people at the lowest are feeling. So it's really important that we're here to help them in whatever way we can. Sadly, the needs is growing. Last Ramadan, we had about 400, 600 applications. This Ramadan, we had over 1,000. And that application is a household. So it's not just one person, it's maybe 5, 6 people applying.
I heard the chair of the Toronto Food Bank saying normally they get, I'm going to make the figures up because I don't remember them, but something like, let's say they normally get 100,000 people a year, and this year they've already got 200,000. But food insecurity in the city is skyrocketing.
Yeah. And we do food distribution as well. And even when I joined the organization in December, there was literally someone around the corner from me who I was delivering food to, and I had no idea that he was in that situation. Because you don't know, like, we always have this, even Islamically, culturally, yeah, we should be good to our neighbors, but realistically, do we ever really talk to them and find out what's happening?
Well, that's a very moving story. But then are you able to make connections with the other vendors who maybe a lot of food gets wasted? Like, is there some connections you can do here to help pass off food from the vendors to the people who need it?
Yeah, definitely. We've had some really good conversations already. And it's also, we're here to support businesses as well, because businesses obviously have to pay zakat as well. And we can book a consultation with us. We have our own Sharia advisory board now. So if they've got any difficult questions, we can refer them to scholars as well. So we're here to serve the people.
Oh, fantastic. What a good reminder. Businesses also have to pay zakat. So we wish you well in your work. Assalamualaikum. So we've been talking to a lot of vendors. Now we're going to see what the people who are attending think of the expo. Here we have Brother Faisal, who is an attendee. That's what it says on his thing. Tell us about why you've come to attend the expo.
I drove from Virginia.
Virginia?
Almost, yeah.
That is what, like 12 hours or something?
Yeah, 9 hours, almost more than 500 miles. Yes, especially for Halal Expo. And I did have that expo since a few months in my calendar. So it was very.
So you've known about it for a few months. Well, how did you find out about it in Virginia?
There are a lot of challenges in for Muslims kids, like pepperoni pizza. They like it, and the parents, they don't allow it. So I found here pepperoni, halal pepperoni. So a lot of interesting things. Yeah, it's really good.
Then are you here also as a buyer? Do you represent a company that you're going to try to bring these products back to the US?
Yeah, we do have a distribution set up in the US and a big channel. So I wanted to meet manufacturers and suppliers here to meet and see what halal products we can take it to the US market.
Well, I mean, this is a business-to-business expo. You're the ideal person that they want to reach.
Yeah.
How has it been? Did you come last year, or is this your first time?
It's my first time.
So how has been your impression of the business-to-business relationship?
I've been impressed. That's really helpful for for halal industry to grow. It's a good for Muslim. Yeah, it's very good.
But then getting across the border, let's say you've made a contract with a supplier in Toronto and they're going to send down halal pepperoni. What's the bureaucracy like at the border? Like, is it an easy transaction? Is it covered under, I don't know, NAFTA or something? Or how does it work?
Yeah, the only bureaucracy or the only barrier which the manufacturers see is the certifications to make themselves eligible. I think some of them are not tried because they already have the other certifications. When they put together, they will get the USD and FDA registration. So that's the only thing.
So you need a registration in the US as well?
Yes.
FDA, US?
Yeah, FDA and USD registration.
Oh, so that is a little bit of a hurdle.
That's a little bit hard, yeah.
And what about the exchange rate? How does that factor in?
The recent inflation is a kind of challenge, but it's not something which is like when we see other part of the world from Asia, and then we see Canada and the US. That's not a big difference.
Excuse me. Thank you for joining us today, and we wish you well in your business, the relations here, and enjoy a bit of Toronto while you're here. Thank you so much. We are going to continue now our journey talking to the attendees. Here's another group. See the yellow hair? So this mark tells us that they're attendees. Have you come from a long way away to attend the Halal Expo?
We came from Guelph, Ontario.
Guelph, Ontario.
Yeah.
So that's a bit of a drive.
Yeah, but it's worth it.
It was worth
How
it.
did you find out about it?
We got an email, I think.
No, I think I found it on Instagram.
Oh, Instagram.
Yeah.
And are you representing a company?
Yeah, we are a small business owner called Olive Haven. We make Middle Eastern dips.
Oh, Middle Eastern dips.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hummus, baba ganoush.
Muhammara.
Yeah.
I don't know what that one is. What's
It's a
that
roasted red pepper dip.
one? Oh,
Yeah.
roasted red pepper dip.
Yeah.
Sounds
Yeah.
delicious.
Thank
So, which of the vendors you're most interested in here?
We spoke to Burger Factory.
Burger Factory.
Very nice guy.
Fascinating Yeah.
Very helpful. Gave us so much advice about how to grow our business and ways we can expand. So it was just a wonderful networking opportunity. We met I think they sell Bosnian burgers. Delicious, absolutely
Yes,
wonderful.
yeah.
We ended up buying some of their food.
The coffee as well.
Yes, Malaysian coffee.
Yeah.
We loved it too.
Yeah.
And do you have a cafe? Is that where you
No.
have your product?
No, we sell this through a farmer's market and we
Ah.
sell to a few fine food stores.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe next year you'll have a booth.
Oh, maybe.
Maybe.
Hopefully. And we grow
Inshallah.
enough to
Yeah.
be able to afford
Yeah,
a booth.
inshallah.
And yeah,
Yeah,
We'd
but
love to.
it's an amazing experience just being able to connect with other business owners, learn from their experiences, from their success. It's very inspirational.
Oh, it's good.
Yeah.
So you feel that was definitely worth the drive.
oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we- We'll be.
All right. Well, that's great. Thank you
Yeah.
for joining us.
All right,
so
thank
much.
you.
Bye. We're here with one of our favourite imams, Imam Dr. Sheikh Hamid Islami,
Thank you.
who is also part of the organising team, the chairman of the advisory committee. You gave a speech this morning. What is halal? Can you just share like a snippet of your main message?
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Kathy. So basically, we would like the community and the businesses, and even in the non-Muslim community, the business that deals with the Muslim community or they cater with halal products, to understand that halal extends beyond the product itself, the process itself. So there's product, there's the ingredients that go with the product, and there is also the process. and then also the source of the money. So halal is beyond food as well. It's financing, halal in tourism, ethical financing, ethics, also ethics about work. We don't believe it's halal to abuse people or forced labor or child labor. All of these things, all the principles that Islam teaches fall under the halal.
And have you been able to capture that such a very expanded understanding in an expo, which is focused on business to business?
Yeah, it's what the idea is. People already know that their product is halal or certified, but the part that they don't know is the religious impetus behind a person when he or she is looking for halal. But everybody thinks of food, but the industry, the financial industry, is far bigger. Cosmetics, medicine, vaccines. There's a lot to the halal. It's not
So you're
just,
saying that it's not just about the transactions that are going on. I'll sell you my product for $5 and you'll sell it for 10. But there's a bigger virtue, I guess, behind.
yeah. Well, halal. The idea of halal is permissible, and everything in Islam is permissible except few things, which Islam highlighted and stressed to stay away. People know you can't eat pork, you can't eat dead animal, but also you cannot use, stolen money that has taken. Stolen from a government or from a company and from people. You can't invest in things that are questionable. Islam asks us to start clean from beginning to the end. So the halal is a process. The way we talk, the way we dress up, the way we behave. Halal is what is permissible. That's a huge circle. It's about life. So halal industry expands to many things sometimes we don't think of.
That's right, we don't. We just think about it as food. Have you had a chance to mingle? We've interviewed some people who aren't necessarily vendors and they aren't people here to buy products. They just came to learn about halal. Have you had a chance to mingle with people like that?
I had actually, to our surprise, one of the big food item suppliers in the US, don't want to mention the name, they are here today. And we were just sampling, a Bosnian halal product. And we were just chatting and they said they had questions. So they didn't realize that, for instance, that there is a huge community in Michigan that is Muslim and that second language in Michigan is Arabic. And then they say, wow, we didn't know that. And then we start talking about the halal and especially that the halal is not only about the food, it's about ingredients, about many things and how you prepare and the source of. So they were amazed and they said, and they attended the session we had and they're probably still around. They were so amazed and they want to learn and ask, can I have your business card? Can I get back to you? What's your email? So these are the minglings we do here. We make ourselves available to answer questions, but it's B2B, so business to business. I want to see Muslims doing business with each other, like in any community.
Right, and in a halal manner. Thank you for joining us. Well, that's it, folks. The end of Halal Expo for this year. We have seen a lot of vendors, attendees. We've managed to interview some of the organizers. We hope that you were able to drop by, and if you weren't, there's always next year. See you then. Assalamu alaikum.